Okay, welcome back to round three, sorry, of the chess duel between FM Callistus and FM Abdulrahman. The game has started. It's already, heating up. And sorry, but we have some technical issues. So it seems the Lee Chess link is not broadcasting the moves live currently. So we are getting the moves from the arbiter, and we have some moves. So I'll just put them on the board and then try to take us through how it has happened. In case you have anything on, please tell us on the YouTube link. Okay, so D4, like I said, Callistus is well known. His openings are usually D4. He plays D4 a lot of the time. So this can be a surprise. So a repeat of the first game. But then, instead of knight C3, he plays the direct C4, which is what he's well known for. And the Nimzo Indian is played, knight C3, bishop B4. Queen C2, Nimzo Indian. So Callistus plays either F3, Nimzo Indian, with F3, or with Queen C2. So this time, I think he has been choosing Queen C2 recently. So Queen C2, pawn to D5, very solid line, well known. C times D5, okay, everything according to Callistus' plan, until this move, C5. So this C5 is an interesting pawn sacrifice. I remember that FM Abdurrahman, we spent like a lot of time on this line. He told me about it. He said, oh, it's an interesting. By the way, I'm not his second in this tournament. So I'm talking about maybe like a year ago we talked about this line. And he always intended to try it in a tournament game. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky line. If you have not looked at it with white, you might be confused about a few things. So yeah, it's a very tricky line. And okay, so let's see how Callistus handles it. He captures en passant, queen captures, knight f3, queen e4. Now it looks like you have just sacrificed a pawn. Should you really exchange queens? But he sees that in the end game he will continue to have some pressure against the white position. So queen captures, knight captures, pawn, bishop takes, bishop d2, trying to break the pin, knight captures, and then knight bd7. So unlike the game in the morning, Abdurrahman was the one who was a pawn up, and Callistus was trying to find compensation with black. Now it's the reverse. Callistus is the one with a pawn up, and Abdurrahman is the one trying to find compensation with the black pieces. So let's see how, with roles reversed, let's see how they handle it. So h4, I'm guessing h4 is with the idea of rook h3 at some point, because you want to bring the rook into the game somehow, and maybe alleviate this pin on the bishop on this diagonal. So rook h3 maybe is the idea. So there are some moves coming in. Rook c8, continuing to put pressure, and then rook c1. But you can see, okay, well, you can see that it's not going to be easy for white to develop his pieces. The pin on this C file and on this diagonal would continue to put pressure. At the very least, maybe if white wants, he can always just capture and then try to win the pawn somehow. So king e7 was played, trying to bring the other rook into the game, maybe to d8, or after rook c7 to c8. So I think this is the current position that we have live on the board. We're trying to look at some moves, and yeah, we're trying to look at some moves. For instance, maybe this knight can come to b6 and c4, putting pressure here, or it can go via e5 to c4, putting pressure here. So it seems like the rook and the knight on d7, once they find a way to get into the game, it might be very difficult. So for now, white has to find a way to just kind of consolidates because he doesn't want to get into trouble on this C file and diagonal. So we've been looking at a lot of setups to try to get the pieces into the game. The problem now is, President was suggesting some things, but the problem now is that it was suggesting it with rook c1, but with h4 that we have currently, the idea of f3 and e3, it stops the rook from entering. So I'm not really sure how he wants to
saying that instead of losing tempo to push h4, that they would have done the rook c1 first.
Yeah, rook c1.
Rook c1, so that the knight on d2 can actually go back to
b1, trying so that we can try to break the pin. Yeah, we're looking at that line. Let's see if we can rook c8, knight b1, and then I think we're looking at knight b6.
Then at this point, maybe can then push the pawn.
Yeah, a3. So I was suggesting rerouting the bishop to another diagonal and putting pressure still.
And at this point, then maybe we can consider pushing the e3 pawn.
Okay, pawn to e3.
Yeah.
Just a second. If bishop comes here and takes on, okay, that's not dangerous. Okay, so bishop f6. Continuing to put pressure. Now the bishop is routed and we want to play king e7.
Then I can play bishop check.
Okay, but the king wants to go to e7.
Bishop check. And then I can castle, so white is okay.
Well, I'm not 100% sure about, okay, this diagonal might be troublesome. Okay, so all the pieces just come into the game and the man just says, all right, what do you want?
Well, now challenge the rook immediately.
Rook d1.
No, why rook f?
Okay, rook c.
Yes.
Rook c d1.
That's the super power.
But in this kind of, we have some moves there. King e7, h5. h5. King e7 and h5. Sorry, so we have some moves coming in. So after king e7, h5 was played. Okay, so maybe his idea is rook. I don't. So the reason I'm a bit confused is because the pieces still, the white pieces have not developed, and he's playing h5. So the only idea I can see is to bring the rook to h4 and to attack the bishop on b4. I think that's the only possibility I'm seeing of why you would play h5. Or do you see any other reason why? That's confused about h5. Because it looks as if it gives black
because
time.
h4, I was thinking h4 is simply because we want to do rook h3.
Yeah, but it doesn't want it. It wants it on h4. Okay. Okay, rook h4. Okay. I usually like positions where you sacrifice a pawn for some, like two bishops and activity. So I'm trying to find how I would handle this position.
Yeah, but the activity is not that clear here yet.
Well, maybe the activity is not clear, but the problem is that the black pieces too have not
developed.
Yes, they've not fully found where they are, and there's an awkward pin on the
so
c5.
Just like you have rightly pointed out, it can actually do rook. Maybe black will do rook c7 now, and he will just do
rook h4.
Rook h4. Then black will be forced to take. Then pawn will go and sit down on the c4.
If I know Abdulrahman well, he's most likely not going to take this pawn.
Okay.
He's most likely not going to take on c3. He's going to try to find something, except he sees something direct and forcing.
So again, the whole idea about the h5 might be to try to stop any pawn storm coming from the king side at the initial stage, so that if there is g6 that is coming, so can immediately be taken by the h5. I think.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Yes, I was also looking at maybe f4, b5, and stuff.
Opening the h4 to h5. Having rook on the h4 It's going to stop the potential threat that black can have on that diagonal, especially the E4 file.
Oh, so okay, let's see. We have to try to find a way for black for activity. So there's knight E5, knight A4. I think we have a link, right?
Yeah, the cloud link. I'm just updates, epic updates. No, it's not on the chess. The chess is not working, but the cloud is working. So I want to get the cloud link, and so this is the part where
I think Dashman sent a message, like the link.
Yes, I was the one that sent it through his phone.
Okay.
So we'll be switching from this page to this, from one tab to another tab.
No, but I thought you said you wanted to. Sorry.
So is it the connection?
No, the chess.
All right, I think we are back live.
Okay.
I believe we are back. Yeah. Everything is good.
Yeah, everything is good. So you just have to.
Okay.
This is good. Just unmute. You're talking already. It's already like everybody's hearing you.
All right.
Yeah. Well done.
So, all the moves, as Presido has said, some of the ideas that he had in mind, knight b1 and kicking the knight with a3, they're all coming on the board. Let's see. So, after h5, king e7, knight f6 was played with the idea of meeting rook h4 with knight d5. Now the knight is holding the bishop, and it's also putting pressure on this pinned piece, on the pinned piece on c1. There is of course always the idea of knight d5 check and rook captures on d5, but you can't capture the bishop because of the back rank checkmate. So that's just one of the tricks in the position. But now let's go back. Now that knight b1 has been played, I believe it's possible to capture on d5 with check. Okay, it's not possible. Sorry, it's now pinned directly, so it's not possible. So now, okay, they are still putting pressure on this bishop on c3, but white's move is coming very fast. a3, trying to break the pin. So the question is a3 and maybe followed by b4. What do we do? a3 followed by b4. So what should white do in the meantime to try to gain some activity?
So if a3 is played, you think bishop will go back or bishop will exchange for knight?
Like I said, the way I know Abdulrahman, he would not want to exchange this bishop except he sees a way that he is just better.
So
he
if
wouldn't want to exchange.
It makes it good for white.
Yeah, but
white will just, all the pressure will go down.
Yeah, but there is at least one more move before a3, so he will try to find something here. So the question is what it is. Is it f5? Is it g5? Is it rook to d2? What is the move? This is where it becomes interesting. What is the move? How can we increase the pressure? Okay, maybe. Let's see. If we play rook c5, for instance, what happens? a3?
a3.
Okay, but now are we not ready to play the move rook c h8?
No, knight takes knight check.
Knight takes knight check.
Yeah. So the back rank will no longer be there.
Bishop takes.
Rook takes.
Rook takes. Rook takes.
King counts.
King d2, but bishop here.
Rook. think it's just an easy. Okay. There's a potential.
So what I'm looking at,
I think
rook b4.
Yeah, rook b4.
But then rook check. And if you play king d3 with the idea of, because I'm not sure, is there any other square you can go to that is really good? King.
I'm looking at the rook at the back. Sorry, the bishop at the back.
Yes, that's my trick. So where would the king go to?
I think it's better to allow the rook to. I mean, it's just go to e3.
Okay, go 3.
Yeah. Sacrifice that pawn.
And then
find a way to quickly open up G4, G3 or G4.
G3. Okay.
Yeah. You can also do check to take pawn backwards. So bishop comes out.
Okay, bishop comes out. Then bishop.
Before bishop coming out, I think it's better to do rook check.
Okay, rook check.
Rook check, yeah.
King f6.
Then bishop comes out on the diagonal.
Bishop comes out on the diagonal.
Yeah. So if he goes, you can take the pawn back.
Ooh, I wanted to play that. Rook here, rook takes.
The other time, I think instead of G3, G4 was actually stronger.
Okay, but let's go back.
It's okay, yeah.
But G4 is that, will that not cut out the rook to one?
No, rook has gone on b5 already.
Yeah.
Rook here.
b5.
Yeah.
Bishop is
we analyzing is the analysis, not the name.
Bishop b2. But what about rook here?
That's all. If rook goes there.
Okay, so you wanted to check first. So there was a check first. King f6.
Yeah.
Then, sorry, what am I? Rook is here, g4. Then, was it rook b1?
Yes.
Check.
Then bishop check.
King f6.
Yeah. Then bishop.
Bishop g2. Okay,
Yeah.
rook here.
So you just I think bishop at this point should just go on f3.
Bishop f3.
Yeah.
Bishop d5. Doesn't work.
So he takes the pawn back.
Doesn't. Okay, but is this not a draw?
Okay, so bishop takes.
Bishop takes, pawn takes.
King f4.
King.
Or yeah, king f4.
And you're threatening g5. Okay. All right. So this is analysis, but Abdulrahman has made a move. He's played the move after knight d5, knight b1. After knight d5, knight b1. Let's make this the new main line. After knight b5, knight b1, he played rook h to d8. So what's his idea? a3? Did you try it?
Yeah. A3. That bishop needs to be that place. The idea of rook d8, I think is slow for black.
Yeah,
I was thinking rook c8. I mean rook c7, rook c8 would have been better.
Yeah, but I feel like he's trying to play so that the king doesn't come in. So maybe he wants to play bishop captures, knight captures, right? Knight captures.
Rook takes.
Rook takes.
Yes.
Okay, rook takes.
Yeah.
Pawn takes.
Pawn takes. Yeah.
And he's trying to, I feel he's trying to cut off the king. So maybe, sorry, bishop.
He can't successfully cut off the king.
Bishop c6, threatening bishop a4.
No. I'll just bring the rook for exchange. Yes. And if he didn't accept it, you go back to the b5. B5. this point. I think something like F3 E4 should happen.
F3 E4. I'm trying to see his idea. He must, I know that he would have something that he's looking at. Rook HD8. So A3 wasn't played. So there has to be a reason why. There has to be a reason why both of them did not play this. Rook HD8, A3. Am I missing anything? Am I missing anything? Rook HD8 and A3. Yes, it says, where's everyone? Yeah, you are part of the everyone. Just join the live show, comment, ask questions, and we'll try our best to answer it as best as we can. Okay, so the move E3 has been played. This is the live position. E3 has been played, but we were analyzing the move pawn to A3, and we didn't see anything. We didn't see the reason why pawn to A3 could not be played, but E3 is what has been played. E3. Okay, so just trying to bring the bishop into the game, trying to make the bishop a part of the game.
It's supposed to solve the problem of that bishop before pushing E3.
Yeah, but he might say to himself, okay, I've played E3. I can play A3 after. What does black have? So he's saying that black does not have enough for the pawn. This is basically what.
And the idea of A3 might be because he wants to take rook down to C4
and exchange the rook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not clear where the compensation is for the pawn.
Yeah. So now we can see the idea behind that H5.
Yes. It has turned out to be brilliant. H5, H4 with the idea of rook H4. So it's also possible that FM Abdulrahman thought this was a surprise that he has a weapon in store, but in fact, maybe Callistus has seen this position, he has studied it, and he already knew how he was going to respond to it. Okay, so unprovoked, Callistus, Abdulrahman plays the move bishop a5. Unprovoked, he plays the move bishop a5. I'm surprised though that they are going through this move so fast. I will have spent a bit of time because I will be wondering, where is my compensation? How can I get good compensation for the pawn? But maybe Abdulrahman is just saying, I have the two bishops, it's fine. I don't need to show anything immediately. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but yeah, I don't see a way to force anything.
Not clear.
Yeah. So it seems like in the morning, the person who had the extra pawn was able to consolidate and bring home the extra pawn. And now it's looking as if here the white player is consolidating his extra pawn. Because I don't see the way. However, there is okay, just G3. There is an idea I was looking at to bring the king to G5 to harass the rook, but just pawn to G3 protects the rook and everyone is fine. What about G5?
G5 is just simplifying the whole thing for white.
Like instead of bishop b4, G5?
Well, H times G. So you have to use, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so you are saying instead of bishop
B4. Yeah, and
A5.
A5.
Okay. I will just simplify the whole thing for. That will not create any problem. So let's check the bishop A5.
Because I was hoping to bring the rook to this side, maybe after chasing your rook. Okay, so let's see this bishop A5, right?
So what's the best follow-up?
So maybe two ideas. Maybe he wants to bring his knight to B4.
So that means A3 is necessary.
Yeah, vacating the square for the knight. So A3, we're thinking A3. A3. Yeah, I'm struggling to see how. In fact, it's starting to look as if you have to at least so that you can at least say you have doubled your opponent's pawn. Except there is something really deep I'm missing. Are we missing anything really deep? Bishop A5. But at least I don't think the idea of rook c4 maybe works, because you can always just take on c4. Yeah,
it works because
you
at
take
the end of the day the bishop will then
g2.
Oh, okay, there will be a weakness on
Yeah, on g2. Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
So maybe a3 b4 is still the idea. Okay, but okay, what if I just move my knight back? What if I just move my knight back and say, okay, I admit some of the things I did.
Yeah, so me too, I'll just continue to push that pawn.
Yeah, but the pin remains. This is what I'm hoping for. That the pin remains on the c file.
So at this point, you move your rook back to the d file. Rook d1.
Rook d1. Rook d1, and after rook captures,
King takes.
king takes. I don't see it. I don't see the compensation. It doesn't feel.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like there is.
There's no fear for white.
Yeah, because somehow this rook controls. In fact, this h5 might turn out to be like a very brilliant move. h5, h4, and I've seen that I can just cover the entire fourth rank. Yeah, this is. Okay, let me share the live chess cloud server link with people. Okay. So you can just follow the games there. The live link is there. The live link is there. You can follow the games there. The Lichess link is currently not available somehow. Alright. All right, so yeah, we have this current position. Sorry, this is the live position. Bishop a5 has been played after e3, bishop a5, and this is the current position. Yeah. So we are waiting for FM Callistus to make a move. We are waiting for FM Callistus to make a move. Oh, A3. Sorry? Okay. A3 was played and then King E7. Okay, getting out of the checks. King E7, getting out of the checks. So this check is gone, and also was looking at capturing on D5 with check, but it's also not possible. All right. So what happens after pawn to b4? This is the question. What happens after pawn to b4? After pawn to b4. Okay, but not pawn to b4. Rook to a4. So I like this. FM Callistus is playing good moves, and he is playing them fast, it seems. It's just playing some really good moves. So bishop b6 played. It's playing some interesting moves, and it's playing them fast. But I'm confused about the move rook a4. I thought he wanted to play bishop b4. But now there is no longer a way to escape. Okay, so the reason king e7 was interesting was that after king e7 and the move after king f8 and white plays the move b4, you can just go bishop b6. And because of this pin here, this king cannot break the pin. It seems like it will be very difficult for the white pieces to come in. So yeah, I understand. I think I understand these ideas. It's a bit unclear to me. I have actually no idea who is better here. I'll be very honest with you. It looks like white is a pawn up, and it looks like black has compensation. If he has enough compensation for the pawn or more than enough, I have no idea currently. But after rook, after this was not the move played, after bishop a5, a3 was played, after king f8, then the move rook a4 has been played, followed by bishop b6, and currently it's looking like it looks like white is okay. It looks like black is fine. It looks like black is fine, and he has compensation for the pawn. That's what it's looking to me like currently. It looks like black is fine and has compensation for the pawn. So the main thing is that the pin, and it's a bit awkward to, for example, if you try to develop your pieces, you always have a move like knight captures on c3. So let me show that. Knight captures on c3. I think rook captures on c3, rook captures on c3, knight captures on c3, and then you have maybe bishop g2 trying to win the pawn. Although the line continues, maybe there is f3. No, there is no f3. There's no f3 because it turns out that bishop here is here. Okay, so Callistus has made a move after bishop, after b4, after rook a4. Let me make that the main line. After rook a4, bishop b6, then the move bishop a6 was played. Bishop a6. So here, of course, it's very obvious. Callistus is trying to exchange some pieces. If you exchange if you are a pawn up and you exchange all the pieces, and we just have, if you are a pawn up, you exchange all the pieces on the board. If you can manage to exchange all of the pieces on the board, then it's going to be an easily winning end game with your extra pawn on the queen side. So bishop a6 makes a lot of sense in that regard. Bishop a6 makes a lot of sense in that regard. I think the biggest problem for black is that this bishop actually is not doing anything on this diagonal. This bishop is not doing anything on this diagonal. Maybe it would have been better at some point earlier in the game to capture on c3 and at least create some weakness by isolating the pawns. But now, with the bishop on b6, it's actually, the bishop is really sad on b6. Bishop is really sad. So if there is no immediate tactical justification, I think black might be in some trouble. Because slowly, maybe you just, although the pin on the c file is still very uncomfortable, but maybe slowly you just exchange some pieces. If this bishop remains, if you don't find some tactical idea and this bishop remains on the board versus maybe one of the knights, I think it's good for, I think it's going to be really good for, it's going to be really good for white. Okay, so maybe next move you just play rook d1 and break the pin and remove yourself from this pin. So rook d1, I think that's the move white is threatening to play next. Rook d1. Maybe first rook a4, trying to bring the rook to a sensible square. This rook on a6 is not the happiest rook in the world. So rook a4, rook d1, and yeah, you have, black has compensation. Might have compensation. Okay, so the move I was looking at, knight f6, trying to win the pawn on h5. Trying to win the pawn on h5. Trying to win the pawn on h5. So I believe this pawn is going to fall, and if this pawn falls, then after the move, pawn to g6, or even sometimes pawn to g5. But maybe that's too much. Maybe just pawn to g6 is okay. I don't think you need to do anything dramatic with pawn to g5. So pawn to g6 and black, after pawn to g6, black would then try to win back the pawn. Okay, so this is the current position. Would take a short break and would advertise one of the sponsors of this event, the Royal Rex Hotel and Suite and Spa, which you should definitely visit if you are somewhere in Lagos. It's a great environment and it's good for you. So here we have the Royal Rex. Okay, sorry. We the mic was off for a second there. So all the analysis we gave. So knight c7. So it seems like this is
It's advantage black.
yeah. Except there is an idea. Except we are ready to sacrifice the rook and say that our pawn and the king being close to the queen side will be enough. So knight c7.
Rook takes. No, but you can't even approach.
Pawn takes, but you're not trying. Are you trying to approach?
Yeah.
Pawn to a4. So the question is, what will black do here? A4 threatening a5 takes, and then king here, king b6. So let's try to see some variations. a5.
No, go back.
Okay, let's go back.
Go back. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Pawn b6 and then a4.
So now, how about pushing b5 check?
Okay, but b5, I just take on
so,
b5.
Yeah. I understand. I have no problem with that. So the thing is, does he? No, he wouldn't be. No, he won't be able to. He won't be able to hold on.
Okay, b4 has been played.
B4 has been played.
b4 has been played. So we might even see this variation. We might. No, well, so earlier there were options, but so I think here the king and the 2 pawns should be able to match the knight.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just
stronger,
yeah. So here, let's go back to the live position after b4 has been played in this position. And what we were looking at was the move rook d3. And the suggestion was king to e2. So there are many ways black can respond here. You can capture with this rook, you can capture with this rook, or you can capture with the knight. I think all the three of them have to be looked at to be sure what is best in this position. All the three moves have to be
considered carefully.
Yes, so I think we should start with the move knight captures. And then if king captures, we see that it seems it's not working for black. So we can easily discard this move and say this is not the way. This is not the way. So it either has to be rook captures, rook on c8 captures, or rook on d3 captures. Okay, so the question is which rook is capturing on c3. Okay, let's check out this rook first. Rook check. No, we've looked at this rook. Let's look at this other rook. Rook takes. Now what's going to happen? If the knight takes, rook d2, king e1. So that does not work. So it seems like something has to capture on c3. So rook captures, knight captures. This was what we were looking at. And then we said the king goes to d3. Okay, so someone is suggesting a move. We'll get back to that. And then we're looking at knight d5. And we said, okay, the king moves to c4. The idea being knight c7, rook captures on b6, pawn captures, and then you play a4. And with the 2 pawns versus the knight and king, I feel like the white might even be the one pushing a bit. Might be the one pushing a bit. Or maybe it leads to a draw. But someone has suggested a move which we haven't really considered. He said move rook on, instead of rook to d3, then rook on c to what? So rook here. All right, with the idea of doubling on the c file. All right. So if you do indeed double on the c file, we have to check out what happens after pawn to f3. What will happen after pawn to f3? The knight is being attacked. Bishop captures on b6 is a move. we'll have to consider that bishop captures on b6 is a move. Okay, so let's look at options. Bishop, if knight captures, of course, just rook captures, and I believe white might be better here. So instead of this, after f3, maybe bishop captures on e3. Bishop captures on e3, and after bishop captures on e3. Okay, so let me take it back a bit because I have an extra pair of eyes that might help me. So here, Mr. Deyi was suggesting the move rook here. Since that line led to the king and 2 pawns,
okay.
So rook here with the idea of instead just doubling and winning it instead of exchanging. So I was wondering about f3 and maybe bishop captures on e3. But then maybe rook where? Rook c1 or rook c2 or rook d1.
What's wrong with rook d1?
Yeah, rook d1, but the piece just falls.
Well,
oh, it doesn't fall. No, but yes, a piece falls. Doesn't it?
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
My case. Oh, okay. My piece just fall. Hey, hold on. King. If king goes up.
King up.
Although no, this can be good for white, but let's see. Can we struggle on?
Yeah, but king, it might be good too. Like a lot of pieces are hanging. Maybe even just pawn captures. King here, right? Bishop b6. Yeah, but black might be better here. Knight
Okay.
d2.
No. You capture on e4.
Capture on e4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
1, 2, no, 4. This pawn will fall soon.
But it is still on e4. So why you not going to count?
No, I'm not. So here, okay, but let's go back. Here there was an interesting idea here. Instead of rook captures, there were some checks that I was looking at that could have been.
I'll get to something interesting.
Yeah. So is
Bishop c2 check.
F2?
Bishop f2 check.
Yeah, but then just king e2.
I mean, that's first really, yeah. You have to stay connected to the rook.
King here, knight captures on c3.
Which is a check, yeah?
Which is a check. Now, these variations are beginning to turn my eyes. Knight captures, I believe knight captures. And because of this rook hanging on d8, play rook, knight,
takes.
and then bishop here. Yeah, but compared to the previous variation that we looked at, which looked the same, I feel like the previous variation was more active.
For which color?
For black, like the black pieces looked more active. This, or maybe, because here you have king d5.
King d3, you mean?
King d3, yes.
And also, rook d4. I want to see.
Right, so okay, so let's go back to the live position.
So he's the one that passed it. Sorry. Oh.
Rook c4 or rook d3. Yes, please. All right, so we have a very strong player in the house, and yeah, he's going to help me and join me in the analysis of this position. I've known Oyeleye the Gates since forever, so yes, his insights will be very useful. So yes, we were looking at rook d3, but we were saying that after king e2, what would black do? And what would black do? Because we're trying to find a way for black to untangle.
Okay.
So I was saying that maybe they will continue down this variation that we were looking at.
Okay.
And then
rook takes. I think that is a good variation to play. Knight takes check.
yes, but
So
it continues knight here,
and maybe the knight goes to
d5.
d5.
So this was what the idea we were looking at, knight d5 with the idea of going to c7. But okay, king here.
King here, but then I think it's going to be very difficult. But I think black is doing fine for now, and
Knight c7 we looked at.
knight c7 is coming in. If the king should,
And then rook captures on p6.
yeah, I think there will be advantage for black.
How is the advantage? We're looking at, because we're looking at a4.
Well, yeah, a4 can't go anywhere because eventually there's a knight that can stop it. Because once this king can capture this pawn on g7, the king should start coming out.
King captures, pawn push.
Pawn push, pawn takes.
Pawn takes. Pawn takes.
Then king coming to f3, f6 by then.
f6, king here.
Then king goes to e7.
King e7.
Yeah.
King b6.
King goes to d7.
King goes to d7.
Yes.
Then king here.
King knight goes to king goes to d6.
King goes to d6.
Yes. Then because now the knight is going to take the pawn, then the king will now run in to capture the pawn.
But you don't have to push the pawn. I can also just go king b6.
And then you start pushing your pawn. Black start pushing his pawn. Then
Okay.
there will be a point where all the pawns stop.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's make some moves. Maybe e4. Maybe.
So then I need to fix.
No. G3 maybe. I think G3 is better.
G3, yeah.
So let's stop this pawn.
Now let's push.
Or even instead of king b6, to first push g4 so that you don't even have all this pushing. Yeah.
Then if we push g4, then you push. Let me see. It's going to be very tough. Very tough. But I think black can.
So you will just not leave this place. You'll just be playing king b6, king b7. I don't know if it works.
Well, then if we get end in a draw, I think it's okay for black.
Yeah.
It's okay for black because for the day he has gone with a full point, winning the first game. So better than losing for him.
But I think black wants to win actually.
Well, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, I think king b5.
That is also a good move. That's also a good move.
King b6.
It's just going to be just continuous. Knight back again.
Knight. Oh,
no,
sorry.
You're going to lose the knight. Okay.
Knight
to
c7 again.
Yeah. I think even if you push the pawn to a6, I don't think the knight should take it. You should wait until the queens so that he can use that time to...
Yeah, but he's not even going to push the pawn. White is waiting for this king to leave this place. If this king can leave this place, you will capture it. So if the king cannot leave, then that means that it's just a draw. Then king here, king here.
That's what I'm saying, that black should be... Because we look at it very well. The passed pawn is equal to that knight.
Yeah, it seems. Because a pawn is very famous that a knight is not easy to stop an a pawn.
Then the three pawns can hold each other. But the only advantage is that if he dare push the pawn,
yes,
black will win.
Of course. But
Because
white will never push the
yeah,
pawn. White will never push the pawn.
It's close to the center. But I still feel Rama will find something. Being Rama, he will find something. He will frustrate his player to do something. I don't know. If it is the position they're going to end up with, I think Rama will do something about it. Because since he's in the game, he should be seeing something that we are not seeing that made him play this way.
Yeah. So let's go back to the current position. The current position is rook. The current position is rook d3.
Well, but I think white has a bad rook. That rook on
a6,
I think is like
yes, but
out of the game for now.
the white plan is maybe to play a4, a5, kick the bishop away, and then activate the rook.
But I just look at it that if that is his plan, but how can black get his knight to c7 on time and attack the rook?
Yeah.
If black can get his knight to c7 on time and
But
attack the rook,
it will take too much time to c7
or
because you have to.
or even if you can go to c5.
Fine.
But then the b4 pawn is stopping the knight from doing
Yes, so that was how we came to this position. If we could go back here, after pawn to h6, we were saying maybe g5, and then to...
Okay. Now, in this case, now, can't we have... Wait. No, I don't like that move. Can't
this was
we
the
have...
move that was played.
Oh, no, but I think he should have moved his knight to e8. E8, then c7.
Yes, but that's the same idea with knight e4. He wants to go to c5.
But c5, b4 will stop it. But c7, nothing will stop the knight from getting to c7.
Okay, so you're saying knight c7?
Yeah, c7, so that you can go to
pawn check.
captures. King takes. Now c7 is coming.
Now knight c7, but the rook can just come.
But he can the only time he can play knight c7 is when he has played b4.
Yeah, but
So
he's not going to play b4. He's just going to play rook a4 and bring the rook back into this game. So that was the reason why he played. Let's go back. That was the reason why he played knight a4 with the idea that after takes, let's go forward. This was not what was played. Let me make this the main line. After he's threatening, if rook a4 is played,
Yes.
like the previous variation, then now there is knight c5 attacking the rook.
Then threaten the fork again.
Yes, and then threatening this fork again.
Okay,
So there was a very double, and if rook, so yeah, this one you're not just threatening this rook, you're threatening both rooks.
Both rooks, yeah.
So that was the idea of knight e4.
I get it. Okay, now let's go back again. So knight e4, right?
Yeah. So the current position after b4, rook d3. This is the current position.
Okay, rook d3. So
Yeah.
no move has been made yet.
No move has been made yet. This king e2 was the suggestion
So white to
of the
play
house. Yeah, white to
So
play.
king e2. And then we have like 1, 2, 3 attacking that knight.
Okay, if you have other suggestions, you can please tell us in the
but
chat. We'll read it and try to analyze it.
But as at now, even if king e2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now then the knight, that knight on c3 will go free.
The knight on c3.
Yeah, is it not attacked 3 times?
Yes, that was what the variation we looked at. Rook captures.
And rook captures. Rook captures, yes. Why not use the knight to take instead of rook? Knight to take.
Sorry, no, that was my mistake. Knight takes, yeah.
Then knight takes check.
Then knight takes.
Oh no, rook. Knight takes, yeah, rather. Yeah. So king get close to the knight. Okay, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So let's go back. Let's use rook now.
So that's rook takes.
But no, go back. There's something I saw. Go back to when the king attacked the rook.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Okay, king e2 has been played, by the way. King e2 has been played.
Okay. Let me wait. King e2.
So we might see the variation we were analyzing earlier.
e2. I'm looking at. Okay, rook takes. Okay, can we use the rook down there to take the knight?
Which rook? This rook?
Yeah, to take
Okay, rook takes, knight takes. This rook is hanging now. So it's still the same thing. We still get the same position.
Okay, knight takes.
And then king d3.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Then the knight goes back.
So we're looking at knight d5, but there are other options. The knight can maybe go to e1, the knight can go to other squares. But the problem with the knight going to e1 was that maybe black can just play a4. And knight captures, we just play king here.
Then that's the problem for white now, because the knight goes to g4 and attack the pawn again twice. So even when you push the pawn, you are taking the pawn. No, I think this is good for black.
Yes.
It's good for black, this king, because now your bishop can capture that pawn while the knight is protecting it. And then when the king attacks the two, you can push this pawn to anchor, that other pawn to anchor the knight.
Okay, but a6.
Then bishop takes pawn.
Bishop takes king here.
Then you push this pawn.
Okay, pawn f5.
Not the pawn f5, it's going to take this pawn.
Okay, so
pawn
h5.
So that one is
oh,
okay.
Sorry.
Yes, that one is okay.
Sorry, pawn h5.
So I think it's okay for black. I think black should win.
Okay, but a4,
yeah,
b4.
You capture the g7 pawn. It's still not winning like that. You capture the g7 pawn.
g7.
Yeah, you take it.
Okay, I was thinking something, but it doesn't work. Okay, but does it work? Rook captures.
You take it.
Take it, yeah?
You take it.
And then pawn push.
Bishop down.
Okay, this does not work. The
Even
knight,
you can even capture the pawn.
Yeah, and the knight can
the knight comes in and
the
stop
knight just comes and stops the pawn. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
let's see something else. So instead of, let's go back here. Instead of a4, after knight c, sorry, let me go back. After knight e1, d1. Instead of a4, you can just, we can play something else, maybe king e2.
King e2, yeah.
Yeah, just king e2. I was trying to be very ambitious there. Maybe just king e2 is fine. And then maybe it's a perpetual or something.
Yeah, check again. Okay, prepare that one.
Oh, sorry. Knight c3, sorry.
Check,
Okay.
yeah.
And then king here.
Goes down again.
Goes down again. But if he decides to try to capture this rook.
Now with this move too is okay, because with this rook, with this move now, you can't push a4 yet because of knight takes b4.
Yeah, that's why we suggested king c4.
First, okay.
Yeah.
Now when that happens, the knight can now go to c7.
Knight goes to c7.
C7, yeah. So at least for now, the pawn cannot be pushed.
Yeah, but the rook captures.
Captured what?
That's what we have been looking
Oh,
at.
no.
That's the variation we were looking at.
Okay.
That's the variation we were looking at.
I saw something here. King, okay, now king takes that. No. You capture it. Then he pushes that pawn right now. King takes pawn.
King takes pawn. e5.
Can't we do pawn push check?
Okay, pawn push check. But this is more dangerous. King here.
Okay, attacking
The
that
king.
knight
The
now.
king is
Okay,
this one. This one is just winning for black
okay,
and for white.
Okay, that's right. You have to take the pawn. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to take the pawn.
Push it. You take the pawn.
Take the.
No,
Sorry.
you take the pawn.
Take the pawn.
Pawn takes.
Pawn takes.
Is there a way? There should be a way for black to win this
So you
position.
have to try to hurry back with the king to
King,
this
yeah.
pawn.
If the king can get here, I think it should be able to win.
Yeah, but the king, we are not going to allow the king to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the king goes
Down
there,
again.
and then king
Oh,
b7.
it's fast. The white king is faster.
Yeah.
So what can we do now?
We are not even going to. Okay, so here I think maybe the move to try is h5.
H5, yeah, at least fix those pawns.
I'll fix it.
Which position? Current position?
Well, we are analyzing a line that you will sacrifice.
Possible, but it will lead to a draw.
Look at the current position.
Yes. So
Put it down.
You can actually come and sit down.
when knight takes a
So you play king e2, right?
king
So
u2.
that is the king takes. And then king takes. King takes. Then
So this is the current position.
so what I'll take b6. If he does knight takes pawn, I'll do rook takes knight. Rook takes.
So we currently feel like that's going to be what will happen. We currently feel like that's what's going to happen, but we don't see. We are not sure the evaluation of this endgame. Is it winning for black or is it going to be drawn?
No. Check. It's either draw or white lose.
No, the variation we are looking at white
is just draw. White cannot win.
The variation we are looking at is only black can win, I think.
They are human beings. They are not
okay, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I understand, but
yesterday, see Ding Dong that happened yesterday.
Abdulrahman won yesterday, right?
Both, the one that they missed, that both of them were missing.
I can't find anything after that line.
But sorry, I don't know who won that yesterday game. I don't know.
No, it's
Rahman.
Yeah, this line that we were looking
But
at.
it was going ding dong.
So
and they are both missing it.
who's winning here?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like only black can win, but it's black winning.
Yeah.
No.
In this
I
I don't
particular
see black.
That point is because
in this particular
you
position.
won't
Wait,
just
switch me.
Okay.
So let me.
No.
President, please come. Let me show you the variation I wanted to show. So this is the variation we were looking at. After
Sorry, can you see from
Okay, this is different. I've not seen this. Okay.
start from where the rook came to?
so after King E2. So what will black do?
Oh, black. Oh, okay, black, right?
Yeah, black.
Rook takes.
Rook takes.
Rook takes now.
Okay, any of the rook takes, then knight
No, it's
takes.
not any actually. It's supposed to be the rook under attack on the d5 should
Okay.
take.
Rook takes,
Yeah,
knight
yeah.
takes.
Then rook takes again.
That's why I said any of the rooks. Rook takes, knight C3.
No,
and
if
and then
if
king
he
D3.
takes the other way, then it's
It
by end of
end
the
up like
defense.
this too.
Okay.
King D3. So this was what we were looking at.
Okay, so
So we're looking at knight D5 with the idea of knight C7.
and so
Making the
knight.
knight.
Usually you push knight d5.
Yeah.
Don't. So what happened to knight d5?
Yeah. So we're looking
Knight
at
d5.
king C4.
King goes in. Yeah.
Yeah, knight C7.
Rook down.
Then rook captures is what we were looking at.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
That's
we're
the only
looking
thing
at.
you can do.
Well, it's
No,
not the
it's
only
not the
thing,
only thing.
but that was what we
Can
were
still
looking
go
at.
back. Can still come back.
Yeah, and then we're
You
looking at
just lose
A4.
some. Will that solve any problem?
Yeah, we are trying to play A5 and then king C5 and then king B6.
Did it work?
It looks like it's working.
That would be it.
King G7.
And that would be drawn now.
A5.
And black will win it.
But
Because the king will come here faster now.
no, we are not going anywhere. Okay, so which move are you suggesting? King here?
Yeah, it's king.
Okay, king here. King here.
Then king back here.
Okay, king here.
Then king.
Then king here.
Uh-huh.
King here.
So king move
Where?
again. And he
Then G4.
let him go and queen. You
No, you're not queening. You're just going to leave the
Do not
position.
push the pawn.
You're just push. You're just doing this.
and then no h6 first.
H6.
Yeah.
Then maybe just G4.
Then f5.
Maybe just G F3. Sorry.
Okay. I'll still push f5.
Okay, F5.
Yeah.
Then E4.
So this now I want to make use of.
The other pawn takes F takes.
So f takes e. Then knight goes on e8 with
Knight.
the threat of coming to check and possibly you can check.
Pawn
You can take that pawn and still come back and
Pawn push.
check.
On D6.
Yeah.
Okay, king goes to B8.
Can you stop it?
It's difficult. Can't stop
If
it.
it takes the pawn, you cannot stop him.
But now you can move.
Maybe you can move the knight to B5 and then the king can just come.
At least a position whereby
But king
the
here,
king will be ahead.
king here,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yes,
king here attacking the knight again.
It's not good. Okay, it's not okay. It's okay. Then knight back to c7.
Okay, pawn push,
Pawn push.
But
Then
the
pawn
king-
push as well.
pawn
See
push,
that pawn.
Yeah.
then king here,
And king back.
I think you should have pushed that pawn first, attacking
Then
that
king
king
here.
before pushing his own pawn.
And then king on c6.
This is
Yeah.
It's winning for black.
Yeah, that will be one for black.
So the king will move away.
Mm.
Ah,
Okay,
okay.
maybe.
So there's no way, there's nothing that could.
So that idea is not.
So that idea may not work. But okay, so that means you have to keep the rook with rook a4.
Yes.
Okay, so the idea might not work, except you are missing something very fantastic.
But then if it doesn't play that move, exchange those pawns to go and win that pawn, then that rook will be inactive.
That's what is played.
I told you.
Yeah, but they've not. He has not decided to sacrifice his rook yet. So
You don't sacrifice that rook will be inactive.
What can I take exactly?
So rook and bishop and knight to work from black. But white has
Black has
the knight, the bishop and the knight.
Which pawn?
That G7 pawn. The black
G7.
And G7. Black king has to take the G7 pawn so he can come out.
okay, we'll quickly take a break to advertise the Royal Rex Hotel. All right, we're still here, struggling with the players to understand what is happening in this position. Everyone is not sure. Although it seems someone checked and it's saying that the position is equal. However, it's not clear who is more equal than who. It seems like maybe black is more equal in this position and is probably has a right to fight for. Black maybe has a right to fight for some tiny something. It's not clear what that tiny something is. So F5 has been played. And okay. Maybe with the idea of F4. Or also, of course, first of all, preventing E4 in many lines with the idea of F4. Maybe the king also even comes into the game. But F4, what about EF4? Just EF4. Okay, so let's say rook A4. What happened?
Rook A4.
Let's rook A4.
Look at him. So the issue is, where do you want to move the king to? Do you want to move it to G6? Do you want to move it to F6? Or do you want to even consider playing H5?
Is this a move?
Which one? Oh, okay. Going around and coming around.
But it seems that the rook just comes back and defends it.
Oh, he has come now.
No, we're okay. So G3 has been played. This is the live.
G3.
Yeah. Instead of after F5, G3 was played.
So I will not play G3.
Preventing.
You are analyzing that sack. At this point, something else has come up. There is no need for rook coming down.
Okay, after F5.
Tempo on that. On A4, A5.
No, but knight C7. Knight C7.
And if you use rook that you want to take, by
Uh,
that time I have on A6.
Okay, so hold on.
So
He pushes.
So this is the variation you're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You take rook, I take
No, hold on. So what happens after?
I said instead of G3.
This is analysis, yeah,
Mhm.
Abi. So you said push A4, Abi.
Yeah. Instead of
Instead of rook down.
A4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knight,
so
I said knight C7.
probably
yeah.
nice C7.
Yeah.
Then
You said
E5.
push.
yes.
Okay. Now this is the
Let's see. Only move is rook, knight takes rook.
no.
What
You can also consider.
There's no other consideration.
No, there is.
Okay, tell me.
Bishop takes
E3. Yeah. No, but it doesn't work because I think you
Oh,
can't create
okay.
a pass pawn.
Wait,
So bishop
takes
E3.
E3.
The problem is after pawn takes E3.
No, hold on.
Knight
Go back.
takes-
No.
Sorry.
You
wait.
can even go. You
Hold
can
on.
even
Do
play
I
rook
need to take
C6.
the rook C6 now?
Yeah, you can play
Rook
rook
C6.
C6.
Yeah, but wasn't that one just easier?
No, rook C6 now.
Rook C6.
Is-
No,
if
but
he
it's,
leaves
no.
his check.
And then bishop goes to F4.
Yeah, but this one is just easier. It's not just winning. After bishop captures on E3, pawn captures on E3. Then knight
Knight
A6,
takes.
pawn A6.
King will go into.
Yeah, king goes in, and you can't create a pass pawn because this pawns will stop you. Before you can create a pass pawn,
Oh,
I think I'm in time.
Yeah. So.
But you didn't have to take. You can just play knight A6,
takes
which was what?
immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Pawn
Yeah,
takes.
pawn takes. Yeah.
Okay. And it doesn't work.
In fact, black is lost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is it.
No, but after
He has done rook down.
after
So
A4, you don't have to. You can also play F4.
Okay, so instead of knight going to
Yes, C7,
C7.
A4. So that's what I was looking at. That maybe that's why I didn't.
E4.
E4.
Yeah, E4. Then the knight C7 now.
And then
Now we can capture on. This is the idea. That you can now capture.
Oh, okay. You liberated the bishop.
Yeah.
so fine. Then I'll rook C6.
Now or when?
No, after bishop
A5.
takes. Of course, A5.
Bishop takes.
Then rook C6.
rook c6,
Yeah.
knight, I believe e8.
And then.
You capture on.
I don't need to capture anything.
You want to push,
Just push.
B5, I
Mhm.
mean. B6, sorry.
No,
No.
a6 doesn't work.
No, you have
Capture,
take now.
capture back.
take. Yeah. Take.
Yeah, but this I think should be a draw. It should be a draw. Wow, so many possibilities. So many possibilities. Yeah. But even instead of this rook c6. Okay, after rook c6, couldn't you even just capture the pawn on e?
Yeah, I don't know why you don't want to capture it.
Yeah.
In fact, this is probably better for
Yeah, this is
white.
just this
Yeah.
to win in it really. You have to be playing something like king f7. And then maybe rook goes to h6 or something. Yeah, this looks very. So after f4, yeah. Sorry, this wasn't played. After f5, what was played? g3 was played. G3 was played.
Yeah, good
But-
too.
but
But
A4,
I think G3.
a4.
You know what they will say in the books? You're leaving the GF3 square. You're probably
Yeah, so maybe in some variations it's possible for the king to just
to
come in.
um,
But after g3, what are you going to do? Let's go back. After g3, what is white going to do? Because it seems like this idea of a4 is still there. Or should we play knight c7 immediately now that we have the chance before he gets the idea of playing? Okay, knight c7 has actually been played. That's the move on the board.
oh, and he's a move behind, so he has to play rook
Yeah,
a4.
he has to play rook a4. So did Callistus miss a chance there? Seems Callistus missed a chance there. For such a position that it looked like only black can have any right to claim try to play for a win. It's just that's very strange. There is a lot of nerves in this game. A lot of nerves. Yeah, Mr. Efe Uba says a4 is better for white. Yeah, I think we're looking at a4 at that position. If we go back, we're looking at a4 instead of g3. We thought a4 was an interesting try. We thought it was an interesting try. a4 here, and it's not so easy because white has a5. So very, very interesting position. So maybe after a4, the only option is to play a move like pawn to f4, then after e4, knight c7, and then a5, and it seems white might be better there.
White so it's white that's even that you're saying is better now, eh?
No, in that previous position, but now I think it's now back to only black can push in the position. So rook a4.
Rook a4. Is that
No, g3, knight c7, rook a4. This is still the current position.
yeah, okay.
So this is still the current position. So here we are looking at maybe is it possible for the king to just start going towards the pawn and trying to capture the pawns?
So I'm looking at instead of king move, maybe something like e5, f4.
Okay, you just want to break.
Yeah, to break, make that bishop. You know, there's a threat
Active
on
on this
f2.
diagonal. Yes, active on this
So,
diagonal. Okay, so are we in time to bring the rook into the game? Rook here.
So you push. Yeah.
So okay, so first things first. Yeah?
Okay.
What is each player's objective now? Let's try and find
it seems only black currently can play for a win.
So if it's only black, I don't think exchanging pawns is the way you want to win this position.
Generally we would agree, but here there are some concrete.
So you have to take it.
There are some
So
concrete.
you have created a pass pawn on H5.
I find it hard to believe that.
For me, my objective of breaking is to create the H4 pass pawn.
It's
Which becomes a threat. Although yes, rook will come in to fight, but rook will not be able to fight on the queen side. You need to come and defend on the king side. And the pawn that is sitting on the
no, but
that will be remaining on the F5.
however, after taking, I think the best it's still a draw because H5 this rook stops this one, and then maybe these 2 pawns you can just exchange it for this one.
Yeah. So with that break, white with black secures the draw.
Yeah. No, but black is not trying.
Get a win.
Black is
without H pawn.
no, but you can't. Can you? No, you can't get a win. I don't think.
You fight for it. You can.
But the other idea Dashman wanted to play was he wanted to get the rook, the king to. I wanted to get the king to F3. Yes, to F3.
Black king.
He wants to get the king to F3. This is what he wants. To F3.
He can't now because rook is going to blockade. Okay, sorry. The
Rook
is
B4,
holding.
king G5, and the king is coming.
You will not. So king will go down to E3.
King will go to D3.
Yeah. Stop the breakdown.
Maybe with the idea of E4.
Then I'll just push G. So I'll just push G. F4.
F4.
Yeah. It's also helping me to secure to undo my weakness. So it has to be.
But what are you going to take with G-take? But then we still have the pass pawn.
Once I push my A4, the rook comes back. So it'll be free. No, there is a weakness. If knight jumps to D4, D5.
The E3 pawn is going to fall.
Yeah. So that's not correct. So.
Okay, so things have happened on the board. The position is no longer as we were doing analysis on. A lot of things have moved. So after G3, knight C7 was played, rook A4. Then knight went to E8, threatening to play knight D6 check. After knight to E8, rook to B4 was played. Knight went to D6 check, and now the king is on D3. So this is now the current position we have on this board.
This is the current position.
This is the current position.
This position is better for black. Whether it is winning is another matter entirely. Yeah. No, the problem is black. Sorry, my bad. I want to hear my call. I want to hear my
Let me mute the mic. All right, we are back and we are live. Oh, yeah. The king, the knight E4 has been played, targeting the F2 pawn. So the question is, what is black going to do? What is white going to do? Maybe just king E2. Maybe just king E2. For now, we'll just take a quick break and we'll be back. I shall hit the mic. All right, we are back and we have the legendary man, O-Teams, with me. And we shall try to dive into this position and see what's happening. So after knight e4, rook b4 has been played, holding on to the pawn, obviously. And so overall, I think we are still leaning towards a draw in this position, except maybe something unbelievable happens.
Yeah, I would have gone with king
E2.
king e2, so that one can be looking at g4, something in that regard.
But black can still play g4. Or what do you mean?
Yeah, but the thing is with g4 now. Oh, okay. The king is
Although
still
g4 is not working,
it's not
because
working now
there's
because there's yeah,
knight
knight
c5
c5 check,
and you would then capture the
capture
pawn.
for free,
Yeah, sure.
and then connect the two. Well, connect the outside pawn on the king side.
Another interesting idea here is black can consider playing, white can consider playing f3.
f3.
With the idea that knight times we play rook here.
The pin.
Yeah, the pin. The famous pin. However, it's black's turn to play, so maybe you can consider
No,
this move or
there's
something.
still bishop c7 holding on to the knight.
But there's f4. So for example, let's say
Yeah, actually.
h6, knight here,
Well, why a6? Why not just a5?
Yes, but to illustrate.
Yeah, to illustrate this. Yeah. So.
And
yeah, and that knight is gone.
well, yes.
Yeah. Once that comes into play, that knight is gone.
So, but instead, black can foresee all this and play h5.
h5, yeah.
So that f3 knight captures can be met by the simple move
a4.
Yeah, holding this knight. So h5 might be an interesting move for. Although of course none of this f3 is not even a first.
It's not
first for. Yeah. So h5 is a move.
I think h5 is still a move either ways. Whether.
Yeah, you like h5.
Yeah, h5 looks quite interesting considering a good number of stuff. It stops the g4 pawn push from being pushed. It keeps the knight intact where
the
it
knight is strong here.
Yeah.
And then after h5 you can then play king g6, king g5, king g4. Yeah. So yeah, h5 is the move we are currently leaning towards. But let's see, does white have any other ideas? Can he play a4? Not now because of knight check and takes the pawn.
So a4 is actually
activating
tricky. Yeah, activating the rook will need the king coming to e2.
Yes.
It will need the king coming to e2. So with the king on e2, the king marching to g4 would not be...
Okay, so h5 has been played. h5 has been played. So it seems Abdulrahman is in the spirit or, you know. So actually, the thing is that maybe this position is equal, but it seems like maybe it's only white, it's only black who can try to maybe press in this position. So h5 played, and okay, white has made a move. He played rook to c2. So controlling the c file, and trying to maybe play king e2 and then activating the rook on the back rank.
Yeah, I think that's one thing you were probably looking at some point.
Yeah, so king f6, which is the same idea. We want to go to g4. Yeah, so everything seems to be going according to plan. We expect maybe king e2 now, so that the pawn is protected.
Now, if king e2, then there's the possibility of king not coming towards the g file, but instead leaning towards the e file.
Yeah, but where would the king be going after king here? Because here you are threatening. Okay, so king e2 has been played, so everything is still going according to plan. Rook c2. Sorry, rook c2, king f6, and king e2. So here now, white's plan is to play rook here and then try to start harassing the pawns. Maybe you can play knight c5, preventing that. It's possible.
Possibility.
It's possible.
I think another possibility is bishop a5.
Okay, bishop a5. You want to play knight c3 check, and then take the pawn.
Yeah, but that is not so straightforward either.
Yeah, there's a problem though. Like for instance, if you play rook here and knight c3, and then let's even assume king here, the problem is you can't really take the pawn because of this. I don't know if to call it a skewer. Or maybe it works, a6. No, but there's a4.
There's a4.
There's a4.
Then there's bishop attacking.
This variation never ends. No, but now there's rook
There's
here.
rook there.
Okay, I think that's the end of the tricks.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, so I think let's go back. King e2 is the current position. King e2 is the current position.
Yeah.
So there are a few possibilities.
Knight c5.
Knight c5.
Yeah,
it's possible. Knight c5 is possible. King g5 might be possible.
The reason
but
why
the king doesn't have anywhere he's going.
Exactly.
So king f6 is good.
Because with king G4, there's that nonsense fork of what's it called? F3.
F4.
F3.
4.
No, when the king moves to G4.
Oh, okay, F4. Oh,
Yeah,
F3, okay.
F3. So I think I'll prefer this.
Okay, but can the rook try to activate? Or to. No, can't be played.
Yeah. So if the rook shifts to the D file, then the king can step into E5.
Wow.
Also, there's the possibility of rook here and trying to harass the pawn a bit.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay, but that's why I wanted to suggest something.
No, I was just looking at the idea of E5, E4, and getting your knight to
D3.
Yeah, D3.
D3.
Yeah.
D3.
That's also a possibility.
Okay, so E5, E4, and getting the knight to D3.
But the challenge with that is if the rook moves to D2 now, and then we go with the E5, there's rook check.
Rook check what?
Rook check on D6.
Let's-
So
yeah.
that would either have the king,
No, so the king goes to D7.
the king goes to G7.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rook doesn't have any entry squares.
Yeah. In this position, I think white won't mind a draw. So rook
Okay, so, sorry,
Yeah.
to cut, the knight C5 has been
has
played.
been played.
We'll see. Nice.
Yeah, that's the.
Knight C5 has been played. So, okay, it seems Abdulrahman is trying to weave and trying to make tiny progress. Okay, so rook C4.
Interesting.
So with the idea of A4,
A4,
and A5,
A5.
sacrificing the pawn and
Trying to
dislodge it, and also at some point you could consider rook H4 if anything happens. Okay, so A4, A5.
No, no.
That's the
What,
idea.
so who's to play now?
black to play.
So black to play.
I think
So what's wrong with E4?
E5.
E5, yeah.
E5 works now. E5 works now.
Okay, so A4.
Knight B3.
Knight.
Is it
Yeah.
B3?
Yeah, knight B3. Yes.
Knight B3. Check.
No, the problem. No, you are going back to D7 now, are we?
Yeah, G7. Now
Okay, but
an
no
attack
progress.
on the
No
knights.
progress by who?
An attack on the knights.
By anyone, I think.
An attack on the knights now. Yeah, C3.
So you are now compelled to go to only one square.
Yeah, which is A5.
A5.
Yeah, but then this knight is limited, yeah?
Exactly.
So yeah, I think white's still holding the draw easily for now.
Easily.
Yeah, like for now, is
Now
making the
king
moves.
can-
I think rook to C4 is a very good move.
Yeah,
I like
it
to remove
is.
rook to C4.
It
I didn't
is.
see the move rook to C4.
It is.
Rook to C4. And we have our current position.
Well, what we have there is not the correct
Okay, sorry.
position.
After rook C4, this is the current position.
Yeah, that's correct position.
So
Yeah.
we are. It's a bit unclear. It's a bit unclear.
So I'm thinking if black plays E5,
A4.
no, not A4.
Okay.
I'm looking at rook shifting to H5, H4.
But then just king G6.
Okay.
No,
Now, with king G6, what's it called? F3 is now a possibility.
rook F3. Yeah, but
King G6,
King G6, F3.
F3,
Why? What are you trying to do? As
trying to break the pawns on this side and limit the.
Yeah, but in this case, can't black just play E4, trying to
E4 does not do much. Okay.
trying to limit this knight.
Yeah.
And then what? How is white going to respond to that?
So if we go, this is a check first. So that's a challenge. That's a challenge.
No, but I think most likely white can't play for a win. So if he's not playing for a win, then he should play A4 here.
Yeah, I agree.
A4. So you play A4.
But one thing with chess is anything can happen. Therefore, knight B3. Okay. Maybe after knight B3, rook can then go to H4.
Yeah, but why are we going to H4?
One thing I've come to understand with Endgame is that if you want a draw, clear off the pawns.
Yeah, but here, no, but not all the time.
No, not all the time, but in some certain positions, it would be good to find a way to clear the pawns away.
So the reason I'm hesitant to play any move concerning rook H5 and F3 G4 is because right now the play looks as if it's just happening. It's just happening maybe on this side of the board. I know a move has been made. The play is happening but once you play rook here and then F3 G4, yes, you exchange maybe 2 pawns, but suddenly the play is happening like on both sides of the board, and you have a bishop and a knight.
Okay.
So you might be stretched a bit.
So the idea is, at this point, the knight has to move from where it is. Oh, interesting.
So let's go to the live position.
Yeah.
So after rook to C4, knight B3
was played immediately.
So let's make that main line knight B3.
That's interesting.
So what's his idea, knight B3?
Okay.
Is it possible to just steal?
I guess at this point, F4 is actually possible.
I don't think we need to touch the pawns. Like rook C3, we don't need to do anything active. I think we don't need to do anything active.
Rook C3, knight goes back.
The knight goes back and then rook C4.
And you get the draw that you want.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be active. I just want to.
Well, that's easier said than done, right? Because when you're on the hot seat, you're the only one that know what you're saying.
Yeah, but okay. So you just repeat moves and you tell your opponent to show me the money. Where is it? What are you doing? Yeah. So knight rook C3. Okay, so after knight B3, A4 was played. So we are still in the same thing, but
just in different moves.
Yeah, his rook C3 can still be played.
Yeah, and with strong tempo.
Yeah. So I think, it seems everything is still
within the same idea.
Yeah, drawing margins. Let me see. All right, so So the question really is what black will play. When we find a move for black, and then
Well, at this point, the only possible move is knight to a5. Knight to
no, but we
A5.
don't even have to move the knight.
Yeah, we don't have to move the knight, but the truth is, whether we move the, if we don't move the knight, what do we move?
And just move the king. If we decide that okay, it seems like we can't actually win, we can just keep on moving the king.
Well, one party is actually trying to win.
I think by this point, maybe both parties have seen that trying to win can make them lose. Maybe they will just decide
which is also
go for the draw.
Yeah, which is also a possibility.
That's what I'm looking at currently, because I don't see any winning attempt. Okay, black has played the move knight a5.
Natural.
Okay, we saw this variation earlier, but through another move order.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so knight a5, but okay, so what were we looking at here?
Well,
was it rook
no, at
or
the
rook
time,
c3?
At the time, e5 had been played, but now e5 has not yet been played.
Okay.
So,
Okay, rook
yeah, that's a possibility.
rook c8, just activating the rook and trying to maybe harass the king
Exactly.
and the loose pawn, so you can just switch between
I think
a6 and
I think
a5.
at some point f4 will be played.
Okay, so Mr. Emmanuel Ogbonna is saying e4 for white. At which point is e4 for white?
Oh, okay. To try and trade off the center pawn, but I won't give up the e pawn. At least not for now. I won't give up the e pawn. I would rather play f4. With f4, you are locking the king in, and then, well, you can try to.
Well, generally, I mean, the way I'm looking at the position, for white, it's almost impossible to win.
Almost impossible, not impossible.
Yes, for white. For black has to do something really crazy for that to happen. From the way I'm looking at it.
And from the position, black does not seem to know what it will do to win the game. So
it says a4 is not really necessary. Maybe a4 is not necessary, but it's just an improving move. You're holding your pawns. Maybe now you are ready to start oscillating with the rook. Rook here, rook here.
The reason why I'm now looking at f4 is the possibility of rook to g8, which then goes to g5 and threaten the h pawn.
Well, it doesn't matter. Even if we win the h pawn, we are not winning the game. For example, let me show out the variation.
Yeah, black to play first.
Let me make a non-move. Okay, so knight b3. You can't really go. Okay, so you play
f4.
f4. Okay, so knight here.
Rook g. Yeah.
Okay, knight here.
Rook g5.
And you can see that even if you win, let's even. I have a good move for black, but even if you win this pawn, you are not creating a pass pawn. But the problem is that your rook has now gone too far.
Yeah.
And okay,
rook
what
takes,
are you doing?
Rook takes.
Rook takes, knight takes.
Knight takes, rook check.
Okay, rook check, king here.
King there, king in.
King in where?
f3.
King f3. Then knight here.
Then.
Yeah, you see, the problem is that even if you are not going to create a pass pawn, you are not going to win the game. So it's just.
I get. Okay. Okay, so I think. Knight b3.
Okay, so knight b3 has been played like I was trying to say. Yeah. So what I feel is that white will just simply play rook h8. And if you play here, then he will play rook e8 maybe.
And then, well, that's
okay. So everything I've said is off the table. After rook, I thought these people wanted the draw, but it seems like both of them are trying to.
I told you, both of
to
it's not looking like they are ready
king here.
Yeah.
King, I don't get it.
Well, fair play. It reduces the squares of the knights and still keeps the tempo on the bishop. Should black decide to move the knight to c5, that tempo will still remain there. That's the a5 pawn push.
Yeah, but I don't get it.
What don't you get?
Are you trying to play for a win?
Yeah, they are both trying to play for a win in a way.
Or why are you trying to play for a win?
Well, it's 1 million on the line.
But I feel like you should try to be objective. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Why are you trying to play for a win? What's the point of playing?
Well, I guess in a way one could look at the position and say, okay, white feels I have a pawn for the exchange down that he has, and the king can become very active. But white also needs to realize that if it moves too far away from the king side pawns, black's king can also step in, and that becomes an issue. Because now, let's assume at this point, king is e5.
Yeah, king e5.
King e5. If this king should come closer to the knight, say maybe, let's say king c2. Knight goes back to a5. Now, the question is, now rook will have to go to h. And then black's king will need to leave those pawns and come forward. Well, it's actually quite interesting.
White has a slight chance of winning. I don't see which chance white has of winning. My own view, black is one who has a slight chance of winning.
Because of the double piece.
Yeah, okay, knight here. You're threatening knight here. What are you doing?
Rook takes. Still.
Knight here.
Then rook h4.
Oh, you can protect the pawn.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But okay, you protect the pawn and play rook here.
Well, at this point, yeah, there is so this begs the question, which is more important, the a pawns or the king side pawns? Rook f4 is a possibility. G4. Yeah, rook f3.
Okay.
So the king came in through the other side. Interesting.
So the king went to. Sorry, we have some moves. King went to g5 after f. Sorry. Rook c8.
Yeah.
Let me say knight a5. Rook c8. Knight here. King d1 was played, I believe.
Yeah. Make the.
And then king g5.
Yeah.
So this is the current position. Okay, so it says white needs to try and dislodge the bishop. Yes, but the problem is that there is a blockade. How are you going to dislodge the bishop? There are two people protecting the a5 pawn. How are you going to successfully do that? If you try to take your king here to help you, then there is always the counterplay here. So king c2 has been played.
Yeah.
I believe knight a4, 5 will follow. Okay, so maybe there will be a check.
Check. Yeah.
There will be a check here, and where will the king go to?
The king has to go back to where it's coming from.
So the king goes to f6.
Yeah. Now, white king can now step up to c3.
But if the white king steps up to c3,
now rook comes back to c8.
okay, rook comes to c8.
Oh, there's
Knight c5.
Knight c5. a4 does not, a5 does not work again because of the knight check.
Okay, so we are seeing all these moves on the board.
Well, I think a possible move here would be f3.
Sorry, let me go to the current position. Knight a5 was played. Rook g8, king f6.
Yeah, that's the current position. That's the current position. So you can make that the current position. Oh, well,
Yeah,
it is the current position. So, as I said, I think I'll go for
what I was hoping for was just a draw with this, and then we can all go home. We can all go home for the day. Yeah, this was what I was hoping for, and I'm still hoping that that's what will happen. Rook here, the king goes here. Rook here, the king goes here. Yeah, and I think everyone is happy.
not the players.
Well, they still have 3 more rounds to fight it out.
Yeah.
And I can also get some rest. But the players, it seems like nothing can exhaust them. They have
energy.
insane amount of energy. Insane amount of energy. No. So king f6.
Yeah.
And he went to see it.
To see
You see, this is what I'm saying. You know, just take the draw. Let's all be happy. But no, he plays on. Okay, so I did we look at this?
No, but the only continuation from here will still be knight to b7.
Well, okay, maybe he's hoping that they draw this way. King g5. I really, I'm trying to find ways to draw this game. Yeah, king g5. Aha, it's a draw once again, and everyone is happy.
No.
Okay, so king g5 has been played. I think the only move is rook g8.
Rook g8 again.
I'm really hoping for this.
Well.
Okay, rook g8. So king f6. I'm hoping for. Please. Okay, king f6. Now, if rook c8,
then we have a draw.
But I know that some of these players can be someone they can say, "Oh, I just
tried to see what he play.
I wanted to check his resolve, but actually I'm the one playing for the win."
For the win.
So I have the draw. I'm not afraid, but now I'll play for the win. But no, don't play for your win. Don't do that. So with we're holding our breath here, praying for.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Actually, I'm enjoying the laughter. You know, it's nice. I'm really hoping for rook c8.
Yeah.
Once rook c8 is played, you know.
Yeah, you just pack up and leave.
yeah, it's really nice hanging out, but it turns out that doing commentary you get tired. So
Yeah.
you're just as tired as the players maybe, and without the 1 million.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Well, if Callistus plays King C3 here, just know that we are going to
Yeah, in for
we are in for a long battle. A long battle.
I consider Callistus to be a friend. He won't do that to me. So here, I'm not even going to do any analysis. We're just going to wait for a move from white.
That's what will determine if we're analyzing anything further or
Yeah.
we're just backing up.
Yeah, and he's thinking, this is the problem.
Can we show the viewers the video?
Yeah, no, they are saying the live feed.
Oh, okay.
So let's see their body language and what it's saying.
Exactly.
And so what I'm seeing here, Callistus has his hand on his head as if he's thinking, this is not a good sign for us. So we're just going to show only the players. Okay, so Callistus is looking like he's really, really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Trying to find
Something out of the ordinary.
all right, so he's trying to find something. Okay. All right.
And the draw comes in.
I think it's going to be a draw. Okay, rook c8 has been played.
Well, I think this should be a draw already with rook c8.
Okay, let me check. So I want to check the live cloud server. It seems that maybe one more move has to be made before it's officially a draw. One more move by black, but black can claim a draw if he wants, I think.
Yeah.
So let's go back. Okay, king g5 has been played.
Yeah. No.
No, but okay. I was one to be back. Okay, so rook. Let's go back here.
Let's go back. Go back.
After king g5.
So it started from rook c8. There's rook c8 here.
No, king has moved.
It doesn't matter.
No, king has moved and the knight.
Yeah.
So the king has changed position.
Okay,
so
one.
Okay, so it's a draw.
Draw has been
Thank
played.
you very much. It's really nice. It's a draw, and everyone is happy. Okay, maybe okay. So it seems like Abdulrahman is showing Callistus the a4 idea that it seems like he missed the a4 idea, which would probably have given him a lot of trouble. So let me take it back and show you where the a4 idea was. So in this position, let me go back here. In this position, after f5, it turns out that white could have played a4. And after a4, he plays, if knight c7 is played, then a5. And after knight captures, then pawn captures on bishop, and it seems like
the knight is cured.
It seems like and if the knight has to go back
and then pawn captures, still attacking the knight, and it's just over.
So that would not have been good. So maybe Abdulrahman will have had to maybe try to play the move f4 with the idea that if it takes, then bishop captures, which was what we were looking at.
I don't think he will take. I think he will continue with a5.
But if he continues with a5, then there is pawn captures.
Yeah, there's pawn captures also.
Pawn captures.
Yeah.
And I believe there is pawn captures.
Yeah, and then there is pawn push.
But then it becomes a queen.
Yeah, both.
It's a check.
So
So if the rook comes down,
back, knight takes check.
Well,
or pawn takes.
There's pawn takes.
There's pawn takes. And now there's the, oh, okay, yeah.
But still, it's, I feel like, so okay, we have our guests in the studio. Please let me grab your other chair. Let me separate them so that they won't turn it physical. All right. Maybe Callistus can sit inside. And then we'll just. Okay, so we have the three. We have the.
Agent thinks about this game.
Yeah. We have the two players here. So the interesting point where we were talking about was at this point where G3 was played. Let's go back.
Yeah.
A4. Is both of you
Was
consider
A4?
A4?
Yeah, after A4.
That maybe A4 was winning.
After A4, I saw F4.
F4?
Yes.
Yeah, but then A5?
Then
He said just capture.
captures.
Yes, but then pawn captures.
Capture again.
Capture and then rook back.
Rook back.
Yeah. This we are not using the engine, we're just trying to analyze it with our own eyes and we thought maybe this was dangerous. Because you can't do the two things at the same time, knight E3 and push. So you have to answer this one first.
No, but it's not straightforward yet.
I
Just take on B6. Just
With the
take
pawn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then king back to D3.
Then attack the. Okay, you can check and take on G2.
Oh, no, this is winning already. It's winning.
No.
It is-
Attack B5. Knight C7. Attack B5.
Nice C7.
Yes, attack B5.
Okay.
King goes here.
Yeah, so this should be a draw.
Okay.
And then rook here, right? And
Yes,
then just
yes.
a draw.
You should
Okay,
But-
sorry, not rook here, sorry.
Okay.
But yeah,
it should be a draw.
yeah,
Rook A6.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, just one pawn. Yeah, it should be a draw.
Yeah, we're not sure.
I didn't even calculate. I didn't
Well, we
calculate
didn't
this
look at it
one.
with engine, so we don't know. But it was, I think it was showing equal most of the game. I don't think black was ever really winning. But what we also were curious about this knight f6. So you played this. Well, we're looking at g5 if you consider g5.
Yeah, I was expecting G5 or G6.
Because it will stop the king from protecting it. So knight g. But we
No, I'm trying to play for knight E4 and knight C5.
Yeah, we
No.
But
I
since
think
it
it will still be equal in the end.
yeah, but since it didn't work in the end, maybe knight.
Yeah, but I just didn't like the idea that the rook will
The rook will come back and join the game.
Once the rook
Yeah.
comes back and joins the game.
But there's another issue though. The rook is just on that rank. It really doesn't have much function.
Yeah, but you still have the activity and you'll have gained your pawn back, which was what you were saying that okay, you still have the
But
pieces
it's going to
activity.
take a long time for me
It
to
should
get
still
that
be
pawn back.
equality. It should still be equality.
Yeah.
Because immediately I can come for rook exchange.
It's going
and-
to take a long time for me to get the pawn back. now.
Yeah, but okay, so we're impressed
I
by
think
this idea that you
the-
played. That's
think-
Callistus. We're impressed by the idea you played. H4.
Wait,
Sorry?
before we go
Okay.
further, let's see the evaluation of this of the middle game position. Yes,
What-
from this position, let's see the evaluation. I want to see if it's just
No,
0-0.
but we want your thoughts, your pure thoughts first before we switch on the engine.
Okay.
So
okay.
H5, where I don't know.
Let's go
Did you
back.
see the move H4, H5 with the idea of? Okay, sorry. I think I'm showing only the players. Let me show the board. Overall playing stage transition. Okay. So after H5, did you see the idea of H5? Like after H4, did you see the idea of H5 and Rook H4? Or you thought it was going to protect with Rook H3? Like, did you see this idea?
No, I thought he wanted to play with H2.
Yeah, but you didn't see this H5, Rook H5.
But I didn't think that should be so critical.
Yeah, because it was disturbing this bishop and the
See,
true.
in
But
initially,
I still maintained.
Yeah.
this middle game, or let's call it end game since queens are off the board. It's very dangerous for whites.
Yeah, but
So-
Presido was pointing out to the move that why E3? Why not A3 earlier? There were so many points where A3.
A3 is risky long term
A3
because
was
So not okay. A3.
yes, it's risky long
I think
term
with the idea of playing
because
B4.
Yes.
no, you would pressure me on that
No,
king side.
he want to keep his bishop.
Yes.
So we take his bishop away.
Yeah.
So what are we now talking about?
President, I don't think it has ended.
Shibi is here.
I'll keep the bishop now, but I'll feel that.
No, you will keep the bishop, but long term, those pawns will be easy to attack.
Yeah,
Since I've
but we're not
told them,
sure
that's
because
what I
when the
was
bishop
thinking.
was on B6, it wasn't really clear that the bishop was good because of the F2 and E3 pawns.
Okay.
limiting it.
Okay, let me say I have his position. The way I will play this position, if both of
At
my
this-
bishop,
At which point?
no, let's say after A3, B4, the bishop has gone to B6. If both
Okay.
my bishop,
Yeah.
no, not here. I'm talking about the variation.
Oh,
President
okay. Instead
Sylvester.
of E3 to play A3,
yes, A3,
which was what? Okay, A3.
Are you like?
Yes.
A3, A3, bishop A5,
Bishop A5,
B4,
B4.
Bishop b6.
Bishop b6.
Yeah. The approach I would have for this kind of position is
After all this.
yeah, the approach is to expand on the king side. So white would eventually have to push his pawns. And by pushing his pawns, there will be some weaknesses.
So here, Abi, that you feel like black's position is good because of the
No,
pressure.
I feel the position is equal here.
Okay.
It's not necessarily bad for me or good for him, I would say, but it's just equal because his bishop and his bishop pair gives him some kind of initiative. And if I'm too careless here, I'm considering if pawn is better or bishop. I think bishop takes is okay.
Bishop, I'm not sure what we looked at here. Did we looked?
I think
I believe we looked at
pawn takes should be better.
Pawn takes.
Yes, it gives
After
you
pawn takes, after a3, b4, knight
No,
d4.
I've always planned to take the
to take with bishop because if you can't create initiative in this position,
No, but there's still some weaknesses now. I feel they are long term.
maybe I should have gone for a3 b4. Maybe I should have gone for it.
Okay, so
I think-
but you didn't see knight e4, or did you see it from afar?
No, I saw it, but it's one of those moves that you just okay. 94 is there, but what I missed is that after my rook a4 attacking the knight, then knight c4 is attacking both my rook and d3 square.
And the d3 square.
Yes.
We're looking at a
So-
fantasy variation here. Let me show you this very terrible fantasy variation we're looking at. So after here, king c4.
But I felt
yes.
as if there should be a win.
So here, instead
Okay,
of,
yes,
instead of-
there was a fortress where his pieces would be tied down and my rook could be tied down.
yeah.
No, there was no fortress.
Wait.
I saw it. I was not sure about rook takes a6.
Wait,
I saw one rook takes
We'll come to that, but sorry, here, why didn't you consider knight c7?
that's the position I'm talking about.
Knight c7.
No, I know now. That's what I
Like
saw
so that
it.
the rook doesn't escape.
I saw it now. Nice. You want to play a6? Is that not what you want?
And
to do?
Why is
knight
it
c7,
going
but you don't allow.
Do you want
sorry,
to play
after knight-
do you want to play a6? or
after
not?
knight c7, king c4,
Yes.
knight here.
Yes. Now rook a4.
Rook a4.
Yeah. Do you want to play a6
A6,
here?
No, you are,
Yeah.
that's
But I'm
the
afraid
position
of
I'm
rook takes
talking about.
a6. I'm worried about rook takes a6.
Ah,
Rook takes a6, okay.
And then king b5.
And then king b5. I'm not sure what's happening there. If I could calculate it, I would have played it. If I was sure. But I tried to see, but it was
Interesting.
complicated. Knight takes b4.
Knight takes b4, yeah.
King takes b6.
King takes b6.
Yes. So what's happening here?
So this was
Oh,
something
no,
like,
no.
this was the kind of variation
Okay,
we were
this
looking
should
at. We're looking at something
might
like
be a
this.
draw.
After knight d5, and then where does the king go to? We're looking at,
The king will go to.
because a pawn versus this thing, but your king, you will sacrifice your knight for the pawn, and then maybe your king gets in time.
It's double edged.
Where would the king go to?
King cannot go to b7. If the king goes to b7,
It's too far, so it has
it's
to go
too
to
slow.
b5. So king here,
No, I don't. Where you went now? Okay.
we're looking at a4, king here.
No. Why are you going close to the pawn?
It's probably
Come further now.
No. We're trying to get the pawn. Like,
Okay.
how do you make progress? Like, we'll come here first, and then I think President showed like it was going to be solved.
This is winning.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no, me, I didn't even consider rook times a6. Maybe if the position occurred, I would have considered rook times
No,
a6.
that's what I
But-
wanted to play. But I was worried that. But does he have to? What if he just
I
plays
don't-
his king away?
Thank you. I don't have to take on a6 yet.
What if he just plays his king away?
I don't have to take on a6 yet.
Like after knight c7 and the rook is
Wait.
on a4.
Can I have the
Like
mouse?
after
Go
king
to that
c4?
way.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, sure.
So king c4,
King c4,
knight here,
knight.
rook a4,
Okay.
a5. So here I was just considering coming back with my king, just holding.
But wouldn't you
Okay,
run out of moves?
one day.
No,
one day we'll
I
just play
can't.
b5.
Exactly.
One day we'll
I
just
always
play
have b5, and if your king tries to win the game, remember your bishop cannot leave this position. Both your pieces are trapped. My rook is trapped. If your bishop leaves, it releases my rook. If your knight moves, it releases my rook. Yes. So at any point, if your king tries to be too ambitious and come over to this side, I just swing my rook over. So my job now is to
b5 and rook comes.
yes, that's maybe if these your pawns were connected, maybe there will be winning chances. So Maybe I saw that I was okay with this variation.
But towards the end, we're not sure if someone was trying to play for a win or not.
No, if any,
I wanted to play for a win at some point.
me,
But
I was just,
realized that.
I was.
He played some
Because
really nice
I wanted to
defensive
play
moves.
F4. I was looking for a way to play F4.
He played some nice defensive moves. I think rook c4, rook c4 here, and everything. A4.
It's just textbook. No. I'm not playing for a win. I can only win. It's just like the way your position is. You can only win if I don't defend correctly. It looks like I'm the one defending, but you're also defending.
I was thinking maybe I should
If you
play
think
E5
you're the
and
only one
F4.
attacking,
But that's too ambitious.
Yeah.
that's the point. Once you start playing like that, then I get my chances.
Yeah, it's too ambitious because my pieces are babysitting those two pass pawns.
Yeah.
So if my pieces are on that side and the rook has a free hand, there's no way black can win.
Does anybody have any questions? We are before the players leave. Does anybody have any questions for them? Maybe any questions in? Someone was saying that they can't see the board.
Realistically, I think you are the one with the real chances. My chances
Overall
only come
playing
if
page
you
is
make a
showing
big mistake.
Transition. I hope everybody is seeing the position. Okay, so I guess we can just click on the engine and see and know the truth about what really happened.
The opening was very interesting. I was surprised there. C5.
So Queen E4, since everything was
Everything was accurate.
92.
Quality.
H4, Rook C1, H5.
H5. It was even recommended because if I don't get that rook into the game.
Yeah, we're actually thinking that maybe you had seen the idea before. You had, looked at
Okay,
it.
no. It was during the game I
Okay,
found
so it was over the board inspection.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Because
Knight B1.
no, the thing about this position, you are already on the odd seat.
Yeah.
You are a pawn up, but you're on the odd seat because you know that you can lose that pawn and lose the game if you are not careful.
Yeah.
So
The computer is not impressed now.
Yeah, at some point it started to look as if white was taking over. Like he was consolidating his extra pawn. That was how it was looking like. King C7.
wait. I saw rook
Yeah, that's what
A4
you
here.
played.
Was that
That's what you
okay? That's what I played. No, go back a move. Go back.
Okay.
Go back before A3. I saw rook A4 here.
Immediately.
But yeah, rook A4, rook C5. I was trying to calculate something there. That's what the engine
Let's see
thinks.
what-
Rook C5 just looks very rough for me. G4. I can't do much here. G4 rook B8.
No, but when you played, it seemed like it was giving you an advantage. You played A3 and then rook A4, and suddenly it seems like you are the one who is taking over. Bishop A6,
It was almost.
and then knight F6. So here it's suggesting rook D1,
Oh.
but H6,
H6 was bad.
knight E4.
Yeah. I think the first comment you made was, what if I had anticipated knight E4 correctly
Yeah.
and seen how dangerous it is, I probably would have gone rook D1 and kept my slight edge. Because rook D1, if I lose the H pawn, it's not as important as the two connected pawns on the.
Although
on the
the
side.
commentator is saying white has an edge, but I think practically it was always unclear. Because I can see that there's a heavy side. You probably thought you were completely winning here.
Oh,
Well,
90.
well, better.
Not winning,
No, but
but
better.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but now you're just showing that white is.
Wow, 1.4. I hate this is why I hate engine, because it just makes you feel like a.
The rook is offside.
Yeah, that's how it seems to us. It seems
Wait,
like a rook.
let's see this variation. Knight A2.
Knight A2. Okay.
Yes. Rook takes.
Rook takes.
Knight takes.
Knight takes.
Rook back.
No, I was not planning to play knight a2. In fact, I thought
No,
doubling the rooks was very
No,
strong.
that's I played Knight A2.
Yeah, I thought doubling the rooks was very strong.
So instead of
Okay, you double the rook.
Yeah, that's what I
on
thought.
the D5.
Is there something wrong again? Huh?
No, I wasn't expecting you to
Yes,
double
I
the
thought
rook
knight takes
because.
f2. Wait, what's going on? I don't understand.
Knight takes F2.
Okay, this tactics.
Oh, there's a rook takes b6.
It's still complicated, honestly. Pawn takes.
And then now it's white who has the two pieces. Chess can be very difficult. Okay,
no.
king e2. We were not close to seeing any of this. So rook captures, and now I think the end game was just equal. King g7. Okay, I think knight c7 was also a move. King g7, b4. Wow, a4 is winning.
But what was wrong with that variation that was calculated?
a4.
Because
There was f4.
f5.
a5.
I saw e4. Wait, go back. I saw e4. I thought e4 could give me something, but
No, but e4. It turns out that knight c7, a5.
yes.
Is good for.
No,
white.
c plus 3. Still plus
It's
3.
good for white. That's what I'm saying.
Bishop captures. This was what I was calculating. Bishop captures. What was the move?
Yeah, rook c6. We saw this. We were looking at this in the broadcast because we just. I think Presido was the one who was showing this.
I'm really not calculating deeply enough because
and
this is very easy to see.
Yeah, it's
very easy to see.
So we're thinking that your a4, you were just probably thinking, oh, I want to take my rook out.
I was
of
very
the
surprised he didn't play rook c7 because
knight c7.
I was
Knight
playing knight
c7.
c7. I just suddenly changed my mind.
Oh no, that's a
But
big
the moment I
miss.
played, I realized that a4 might be strong. So on the next move, I played knight c7.
Yes.
Yes.
I realized that.
But it seems like you were under the impression that you just wanted to let your rook come out of that place.
No, I have been calculating a4 for a long time, but the minute he played, because all my calculation, what was going through my mind is that after f4, I have to play g3. You understand? I think
But sorry,
what
we were
affects me
looking
is
at the
that
variation
I'm
just
looking at
now.
the tactics long before it happens.
We're looking at the variation just now. A4, where you said f4,
f4.
then what? A5, and then takes. This was the variation we're looking at, right?
Yes.
And then what? Takes on,
b6.
then takes, and then rook check. It's a check for
Gold. This is so easy.
That was it. Of course, that will come on. How did you suggest rook here? Rook down without looking at the check. Yeah.
God.
And then after the king comes here, you just come here, and then
No.
with the king and this pawn, it just goes.
No.
Yeah. So it seems like a moment of,
Yeah, I should have just played knight c7.
Knight c7.
Which was the plan to begin with.
Knight c7.
Yeah, but I noticed that rook a4.
Yeah, but I think after that, I'm not sure there were any more chances.
No, there was a moment where I was debating whether to play knight d5 or the other knight move. Is there any difference between the two moves?
Continue.
Okay, let's see.
No, sorry. Before, can you just
Okay,
go
go
back
back.
a bit?
Okay.
There was a time before I played knight d5.
Okay.
The knight would go somewhere else. Go back.
No, I think
Go back.
Okay,
back.
I think
to
95
D1
is the
instead.
best move.
Instead of knight d5, I thought maybe knight b5 is the same thing. Yeah.
Knight b5.
No, it's the same idea. Just to
Okay,
get
just to get to
knight
c7.
Okay, go forward. I think that was the only important moment, right? Everything is drawn now.
Okay, so king here, rook c4, a4.
Magnus would win this. Magnus would win this. Or not?
I thought it was difficult to win it from any side,
Yeah, it's not easy.
and it's strong.
Alright.
Yeah. So thank you very much. There is only just one more question I have for Callistus, which was that in
I
the
can go?
yes, please. Thank you very much. In the morning round, we thought instead of why you didn't play bishop captures on e2. After you played bishop g4,
Yeah.
the knight went to e2.
I later analyzed the game. That was the critical moment.
Yeah, we were.
Because the thing is, the idea I went for some kind of early initiative, trying to catch him off guard.
Yeah,
you
nice,
understand?
yeah.
And it was working
Yeah.
because the moment I played bishop g4, it was supposed to go bishop e2, but it went knight e2.
Yeah.
So I realized that it's a mistake, and if I capture, only the king can capture back.
Yeah.
So for a moment, I saw that after bishop takes, king captures, he organizes his pieces very well. That's what I felt, because after king takes, my next move is knight c6. I have to spend a tempo on knight c6.
Yeah, knight c6 or rook e1, rook e8.
Rook e8. No, I don't want
Or
to.
knight
I don't
c6,
want
okay,
to play
knight c6.
rook e8 when my knight is still
Yeah, knight
behind,
c6,
unless it's a threat. So knight c6. Then I was seeing f4.
Yeah, this was why we wanted to play rook e8, because f4, instead of if you play rook e8 first, Then there is no f4.
No, but I don't. Do you have the position? Engine says 9c6.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't use the engine. We're just.
Yeah, I didn't even calculate it because even if I try to prevent f4 by playing rook e8, he can start with
So d5. So
okay,
let's try to see if we can
if
get the
does not
solution.
play f4, that pawn is still
Bishop g7, bishop here, knight e4, captured on e4, pawn takes on e4, knight. Okay, this is not exactly the position. Maybe you had castled and you had played e3. But okay, after e3 you played e5. I
e5,
believe.
yes.
Then captures on e5.
Yes.
Then queen e7. Then
Knight
captures on
takes.
e4. Then bishop captures. Bishop captures. Queen captures. Did knight
Bishop,
go to-
no, bishop d3,
Okay, bishop went to d3.
bishop f5.
Bishop f5. Knight g3. Allowing bishop g4.
Yes.
But now here he played the move knight e2. So we're
Yeah, this
suggesting in the
one was-
broadcast we're suggesting f3. But he played the move
Oh,
knight e2.
f3, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, but it's actually quite a dangerous move, I thought. I was not sure. So bishop e2 was what we were looking at.
Yes,
And we thought
yes,
this
yes.
is just
This is
because he has to capture with either the king or the bishop.
capture with king.
Okay, so we're
So
looking at
capture
capture
with
with
king.
king, and then we're looking
see
at
that
rook
it's-
e8. So it's about equal. It's all
This I felt this equality would be dangerous for me.
Yeah, because but the
Because-
problem is that the king, it takes a while before the rook can join into the game because you're always your queen is just so strong in
No,
the center.
I felt the rook doesn't need to join the game the typical way. He can go h4, threatening h5. Yes, I just felt with the bishop he can be able to put some initiative on the king side and all of that. So I felt it to be more than enough for him. And long term, I was picturing that long term the bishop will be better than the knight.
I don't know, but we all thought the knight was very strong because of the initiative that you have. Like the knight can always jump to many squares, and at any point the bishop gets dangerous, you can always just take it out.
Yes, but my initiative has to be strong enough. I don't know if you understand. When you are a pawn down, you are thinking about, okay, can I keep up this initiative for maybe if I can keep up the initiative for 4 moves, I'm fine. You understand?
But
But I was saying that
pressure, rook here, and before he can even get his king to a sensible square, it's not easy. And before this rook can get into the game, it's not so easy.
I was picturing just king. I say king.
F4.
Queen d2. That's if there's any problem. Oh god. Okay, yeah. This loses the rook. So you cannot play queen d2 immediately.
So the
Wait,
problem is that
take knight back. Let's see your rook e8.
So rook e8 also a possibility.
So rook e8, h4. It's just
We just thought that practically this gave you the best chance.
this is it's better than what I did in the game. It's better. I won't disagree with that. It's better. At least here I have some winning chances, and my knight can play freely on the dark squares.
Yeah,
so
you can go to b4, you can go to e5, you can go to d4 in some variations.
I regretted it during the game. I was angry with myself why I didn't go for it, because sometimes during a game you have different thoughts that because when I'm thinking about a position, I don't like just thinking about the position. No, I like thinking about future possibilities.
Yeah.
I think it affects me. It helps me and it affects me because
And
it's
do
the
you
same thing
want-
that affects
do
me
you-
in this game.
Do you want to be revealing your weaknesses to your opponents?
No,
You
it's-
might go to the live stream and be listening.
No,
It's just-
weaknesses are meant to be fixed.
Okay.
If I say it doesn't. If I work on it, it's no longer a weakness. So, just like this game I played just now,
Yeah.
that a4 idea, I had seen it like 5 moves before
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
So, the fact that I saw a4, then I saw f5, f4, it just clouded the calculation, because you've calculated it some moves ago, and now it's happening live on the board. So instead of calculating it all over again, you are now becoming lazy and making assumptions. So that's the problem. So in that position, I started picturing future positions and thinking that he will be able to play some h4, h5 ideas. He'll be able to consolidate his position, and then all of a sudden, his bishop with the extra pawn gives him some long-term advantage that it will be difficult for me to fully equalize. I'll just be under pressure throughout the game. So.
But the problem was that he will not be able to coordinate easily because of this king.
Yeah, I underestimated my initiative here.
Yeah, so we just wanted to get some clarification because we couldn't get.
Let's see what I went for because it felt terrible.
Okay, king e2. Let's go back.
It felt very.
So you
terrible.
played knight c6. So which was also something we were considering, that knight c6. So what happened was here you were thinking. We were looking at this was the only move we were looking at. So we thought if you are thinking, then that means you are trying to look for other possibilities.
Yeah, I was also thinking about rook d8.
Yeah.
But I don't want my two rooks to be conflicting.
Yeah. So we thought maybe rook d8 with the idea of pawn to a5, pawn to a4. Maybe even at some point trying to bring the rook via that angle, just like you did in the game.
No, this one would be very weak. As minutes you go, okay. So yeah, he has to castle, and that's what he played. So
castles.
I think I didn't realize I was in trouble yet. So I didn't. I said 9b4. I played rook d8.
Yeah, he played f3, I believe. No.
F3.
Queen d2. Queen d2. Queen d2. What happens after queen d2?
I still had the opportunity to take off this stupid knight. I was so angry.
We were wondering for a long time. Why?
No.
Why you didn't take this knight?
I felt.
This
No, I knew that knight long term will be able to use my dark squares. So I knew I had to take off the knight, but for some reason I felt it was not time yet. I still had some pressure. So yeah, I played my other rook.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that I'm already tilting towards slightly better for.
And here we were wondering about bishop c8, which was what we thought. Okay, this is the only way to try to, because Otins was one pointing out bishop c8.
Yeah.
Otins was saying bishop c8 because you have some knight b4 and even maybe some b6 and bishop a6 ideas.
That's the thing. When I'm playing, when you are sitting down playing this position and you've played with so much energy from the start, in your mind you still have that slight push. You understand? So my assessment won't be this +1 that the engine is saying. In my mind it will be maybe like maybe it will be 0.2, 0.1, or it will be minus.
Minus, yeah.
Yes, it can be. Doing my assessment would be like minus 0.1.
Yeah, but okay,
you
so
understand?
this
So
bishop f5 move, for instance.
Bishop f5 was me trying to provoke him to go e4.
But you going to go e4 anyway.
Don't.
So we were confused. We thought, okay,
that's the whole.
This person is going to play e4. This is his next move. That's probably the only next move he has, maybe against almost anything. We thought. So why not just play?
Bishop e6 in one go? Yes, I wasted the tempo there. I admitted that I wasted the tempo. So
yeah, okay, so bishop f5, e4. Yeah. And
I still went bishop e6. Yeah, for me it was.
Yeah, but I think the last.
No, okay, I checked first before.
Yeah, sorry. I think the last move that was.
I think it was
problematic was king g7.
Was king g7 bad? I thought it was necessary.
We thought king g7 maybe was a bit.
I saw h5, but I wasn't so confident about it. King g7 cannot be bad. King g7 cannot be bad. I think I really need to try to use my thinking system during the game, because my calculations for all the games we played so far have just been on the surface. I'm not really going deep into the position, so I'm just using intuition to play.
Yeah. So Abdulrahman was talking about that he thought the way you would try to hold this position was that you would play some
F6.
F6 and then bishop F7. Which I think the computer shows somewhere around here. So for instance here
F6, yes. No, yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
F6
then
was good.
bishop and just hold everything on F7 and then
It's still very.
yeah, it's very you have to be the
F4,
one defending
yeah.
for a long time. It's not easy.
After F4, F5
Maybe G5.
at
and
some
then the
point.
bishop
No, you
is
can't play
holding
G5.
here.
Okay, the bishop would defend that square.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the idea. Interesting. I don't. It won't hold long term, but
Yeah.
it's maybe.
Best way to resist. Okay. Let's not hold you. Thank you very much, FM Callistus. All the best in the next rounds.
Yeah, thank you.
We are rooting for an interesting fight. Thank you very much. All right. Those were the two players giving their insights into what happened in the game and also what happened in the game and also FM Callistus quickly took us through what happened in yesterday's game. In the game he lost this morning, which we didn't get to interview him about. All right, so from here at the Royal Rex Hotel, it's the great team of Lapite Oluwadurotimi here, the great Presido, Dashe, all teams of Africa, and yours truly. And then we'll see tomorrow. Have a great one. Thanks for staying tuned.